So I want to talk about the canopy. I have read comments of folks having a little bit of a challenge, both removing and inserting the canopy. I just want to show that there are ways to make this process easier if you follow some simple steps. So what I do is I push the keychain and at the same time pull back on the corner of the canopy, and I do it one side at a time. So here I push in, I pull back, okay, and then I make it so that the keychain is against the corner of the stud and kind of pull back out on the keychain so it sticks out a little bit. I do the same thing on the other side, and the next thing you know, I just pull down and out it comes. Okay, so that's the canopy. Now before I insert the canopy back in, I want to show some modifications that I made to the canopy to reinforce the canopy. There are some areas of the canopy that tend to crack or break. That would be these corners here. Probably from all the pulling back from removing and inserting the canopy. And if the canopy is to fall on the ground, say from the wind blowing on it or whatever, the tip can get damaged, and also where the female channels insert, this part can get a little crack too if not reinforced. So how did I reinforce it? I used fiberglass and 5-minute epoxy on both corners here. So this is a really strong. I did the same thing at the area where the U channels connect. Okay, so that's reinforced on both sides. Did the reinforcement right at the tip of the nose, okay, on the inside. So this falls on the ground, nose first, as it always does. Very low likelihood that this will be damaged, maybe scuffed a little bit. This one is brand new, of course, but it might get scuffed a little bit, but it will not crack. And this area right here, I also reinforced with fiberglass and 5-minute epoxy. So now to reinsert the canopy back into the frame, what I do is I pull back on the keychain so that the tip here is flush with the rubber grommet. I do that on both sides, all right? Then of course, next thing is that I align the U channels with the studs, and let's see. So they're aligned. Then I kind of pull back on the canopy, usually right by the corners. I don't have to worry about the corners cracking because they are reinforced. At this point, the keychain should be aligned with the stud, all right? So that would be just a matter of inserting this canopy chain here. I do the same thing on the other side, and I'm gonna push in a little bit there, and guess what? It's tight. And another thing that tends to help is to use a little lube. I use dry fluid on the canopy chains so that they insert and remove a little easier.